Hello Aries, welcome to Creators on the Crest. I'm Stephanie and this is your July monthly reading. Today we will be pulling a Celtic cross spread and going through clarifications, and we'll close it off with an oracle card for the Aries collective. Do keep in mind these are general readings. Take only what resonates. You can check your sun, moon, rising, and north node for additional context and texture, or cross-watch for a friend or loved one. In the description box below, I will have all the links for personal readings, donations, and connections to social media. I would love to see you there and interact with you on a deeper level if you are interested. All right, Aries, let's go ahead and pull this spread. I'm representing the Cancerian energies for this month because it is my birthday month, and so an exciting time for me and the Cancerians out there. I was telling the other signs I need a shirt for every sign so I can represent on the given months or during certain readings. That would be super cool. So that might be a goal. All right, Aries. Wow, you're dealing with something, Aries. You're dealing with something. Eight of Swords. Feeling maybe trapped, closed in on, smothered. A little bit like your energy is being dampened somehow. And the challenge is something to do with yourself here with the Emperor showing up. Now, this could be your external environment it's a little too crowded. It's like a little too closed in, a little too strict. There could be that for some of you. For others of you, this is kind of one of those months where it's an opportunity to let go of some of the ways that you've boxed yourself in or kept yourself small. In your needed focus area, you get the Five of Cups. There's some sadness here. There's a sense of maybe that you've lost something important to you. Maybe you physically have lost something, or maybe a relationship has been lost, or maybe you've lost your sense of self, perhaps, or kind of lost sight of it. I feel like your energy needs to be focused on going back into your heart space to find that. In the past, you're leaving behind the Eight of Wands. Now, again, Aries, in the readings, it's been showing up that this year you're working on moving a little bit differently, and maybe not as forcefully and forwardly and powerfully as you normally would. So you've learned some restraint, some temperance in some of the situations you've been dealing with, and it looks like you're trying to make sure you don't fast forward through things. That's something you want to let go of, is kind of trusting in divine timing and not fast forwarding through things to where it might be a little too brash or you might be moving a little too fast. In your strength, you have the Star. Now, this is having to do with one of your dreams or desires. This is Aquarian energy, so we're lifting up and looking at the higher aspects of humanity when we're talking about this card and this energy, so it's quite nice to see it in your strength. That, or you have an Aquarius in your environment that is helping you, or an aspect of yourself that is the Aquarius energy that is balancing out some of your strong Aries energies. In the future, I see you in the King of Wands here. I see you coming back into your power in a really strong way, and also possibly with the different approach that you've adopted, or that these new learnings that you're bringing along with you. We'll have to clarify to get some details. In the advice and support, the Ten of Cups. Make sure you're taking time to celebrate, to come together in camaraderie and in celebration, maybe having someone over for dinner, or having dinner guests, or hosting or entertaining in some way. That might make you feel good to have that social environment around you a bit. In your environment, you get the Fool. So you're telling me that maybe, that advice of like getting together with other people, it might push you outside of your comfort zone just a little bit. It might just kind of have you feeling a little like, ooh, do I do this? But I feel like you're prepared for it. You have the tools, And I would like to see how that might work out for you. In your hopes and fears, you have the Three of Pentacles. So this is about you feeling like balanced and feeling a sense of an equal give and take when it comes to collaborations. I'm specifically feeling like this has to do with like-minded groups and individuals. This has to do with maybe people that you work with, maybe that your work input is being valued at the correct price, so you're being paid correctly. Those are the kind of things that that you're thinking about right now and that are in your hopes and fears. So you're definitely looking for that equal give and take, that Gebo, which is our Norse rune of equal and proper exchange. In the potential outcome, you get the Judgment card. Okay, so this to me, and I don't always use this word because I feel like it kind of has some weight to it in the New Age community, but it feels like an awakening of some sort. And that's how the Judgment card is revealing itself in this particular case for you, Aries. It's an awakening. Now, through our lives, I believe we go through many different awakenings. It's not just like all of a sudden you awaken and you're like some enlightened individual, right? This is something that you're going through, though, something that it appears that you're headed towards. So let's get some clarifiers. This is interesting, Aries. Okay, the Eight of Swords here. Why do you feel closed in, boxed in, smothered, suffocated? What's going on? The Ace of Swords and the Magician. These are your own thoughts. Okay, so your current situation is you feel closed off, boxed in. Your thinking is not opened up. You're not quite yet. You're working on it. You're working on manifesting this, but you're working on opening up your mind to new possibilities. Okay, so you've been kind of set in your ways in some thought forms, and I know you don't like hearing that, and I can feel the resistance. You're like, whatever, you know. I'm the emperor, whatever. But that's also your biggest challenge here. Your personality, the aspect of your personality that just pushes forward no matter what, that aspect, which can be a little shadowy at times, is kind of taken over, and it's kind of like hurting you at this point. So this is about you ceasing to close yourself off with your thoughts. Now, for some of you, this could be a little something sneaky is kind of snuck into your energetics and kind of poison your thoughts. You just need to do some clearing. You need to do the Circle of the Magician, some protection. You just need to shore up some things here. It could be a quite simple ritual or practice to kind of get you back on track. For others of you, this is a bigger lesson. This is a bigger lesson of you being careful not to turn your own thoughts against yourself. Self-deprecation, self-judgment, that kind of feeling. Okay, let's look at this Emperor here. So this is you challenging yourself with your own personality, so to speak. And that is the Aries way. Aries is the house of personality and identity. So you may be challenging your own self to this up-level awakening here. Looks like it. You got the Two of Wands and the Judgment card. Okay, I'm in your challenge. So you're challenged with some of your natural inherent energies, wanting to move forward in a certain way, while also experiencing some sort of energy that has you boxed in, that has you bottlenecked and pigeonholed, and so you're in kind of this uncomfortable situation, and it could be related to a particular situation, or this could just be your own spiritual maturation process that's taking place. You would know if it applies specifically to maybe a job circumstance or a sibling rivalry or whatever it might be, but it's showing up in this way. And with this Two of Wands, I like this Two of Wands with the Judgment card here, because I do feel like through your own self and through exploring a more expanded version of yourself, once you're all shored up and protected and everything, that you will rise above this, that you will rise into a greater knowing. It feels very much like a completion, a graduating kind of energy, and it's well thought out and it's well approached. Let me put it that way. So I like that. I like that energy, even though this is challenging for you to do. I believe you have enough of the cornerstones of mindfulness to work through this very well. In your Five of Cups, you get the Three of Cups and the Sun. Yeah, again, I'm going to go back to you being in social environments and situations, to July being a month where you go and you get around people, whatever kind of sadness and depression that you might be carrying, or that vibrational energy, especially as you're working through clearing out, your own mental space. It's important to have support. It's important to have friends. It's important to get together. It's important to enjoy some time together and be a bit more social and have some fun and have some laughter. That's in your needed focus, and that's in your advice and support here. So get together with people, make some social engagements. The Eight of Wands and the energy of the past and what you're leaving behind. The Eight of Wands, remember, talked about kind of just pushing through and using your energy to just kind of push through. It looks like for some of you, this is connected to relationships and love. You get the Lovers and the Star. This could also be something to do with energies that you had to employ as survival tactics when you were a child in your family dynamic with a parent, whatever. And this could also be the little you dreaming about what it would be like for the big you to be in some sort of wishful relationship connection. There's some sort of wishes here. Now, some of it might feel a little Disney-ish, and that might be why you're letting it go. I think it's good. I think it's a healthy thing for you to let this go, because it is connected to that energy of like a survival energy instead of like a thriving energy. I think you can redefine the love and the wish and everything in your own more evolved way, judging by what I'm seeing in this reading and this kind of awakening process that you're having. So people would look at the energy of the Lovers and the Star and be like, why would you let that go? But it's kind of like that inner child dreamer. It's kind of like, Michael Jackson, who couldn't let go of Neverland. You're actually like letting these things go or whatever, So that's what it was called, Neverland? I don't even know. But it seems Disney-ish, if you know what I mean there by that reference, okay? Not necessarily grounded in reality, and connected to an energy of you had to survive. So that's how you had to use that aspect of your personality to kind of survive as a young child in a survival type mode, which is exhausting. In your strength, you have the Star. So here it is. Here you are bringing that wish more realistically here, it looks like, into your energy field. And you've got the Queen of Cups and the Five of Wands here, and you are really reaching for that next level when it comes to relating and relationships. I'm not surprised. It's a good social month for you, Aries, here that's showing up, because it seems like this possibility and this newfound approach that you have in your energy field through the work that you're doing is really going to help you reach that new fire and reach this Queen of Cups here. So instead of the Lovers, we have, this ability to be okay within oneself and feel okay and strong in your own dynamic and working through your own challenges, rising above your challenges and treating them as like a good training program, right? A good training program that's taking you in and carrying you into this next level. And it's a lot more loving energy. It's a lot more energy of like really making sure that you're good with you so that you can be good with someone else or a lot of someone else's if you're just being social and celebrating. All right, let's look at the King of Wands in this future energy here. We have the Queen of Swords and the Four of Cups. This is quite interesting here. It's kind of, for some of you, it's giving me the feeling of like maybe a relationship that bores you or you grow bored with, like you're kind of like not ignited by it because some of the energy you're dealing with feels kind of cold. It's almost like fire and ice. How do fire and ice work together? You know, it's kind of like that dichotomy that I'm giving the Game of Thrones reference there. How to bring fire and ice together, and there being some, interestingly, some sort of like boredom. This could also be for some of you that you are so used to being drawn into really potent and intense relationship dynamics that you're just not used to the coolness of something different, of a dynamic with someone who is in and of themselves quite powerful and quite confident, and they might appear on the surface to be boring to you, or you may find yourself a little bit bored with them, or you might not see the full potential. So there's still a little mystery in that future element there. So things can change, energies change all the time. But you are showing me a little bit of like boredom with maybe someone. It could be someone you have to work with, but it also could be someone like that you've just met, and then on the surface they appear one way, and then you get to know them and there's something more going on. In the advice and support, you get to clarify the Ten of Cups. You get another Ten of Cups and the Justice card. Yeah, Aries, so to really bring balance to you and to your life and to your current circumstances and to this process that you're going through, it's really important for you to be social. I feel like there's elements and ideas and inspirations that you'll kind of be cherry picking from these situations that you go in. It's almost like anywhere you go that's social, you're able to gain or garner or gather something from it that is important to your process. Okay, so even if you're like, I just don't want to go to that, there's someone, there's something, there's some angle that is beneficial to you. It's being really fully, if there's a family reunion, it's a good time for that, and you definitely need to go. If there's some sort of, high school reunion or anything else, kind of meetup kind of thing going on. I know, I dread those things. I don't really want to go. But for you, it's showing that there's something in this social atmosphere, something helpful. In your environment, you had the Fool. It's clarified by the Death card and the Five of Cups. Okay. Yeah, Aries, it kind of seems to me like it's time to kind of, you've had a lot of downtime. I feel like in the last reading I did for you, I was telling you it's time to rest and read a good book. And now I'm like, okay, enough downtime, back to it. So it's just such a different feeling energy. But I don't think it's necessarily that you've taken too much downtime or anything, but you may have sat too long in a certain energy. And I think that's where the social and the risk, kind of the risk-taking angle is coming up here to do something a little bit different, because otherwise it seems like you're kind of just maybe you're giving up too easily on things or on someone or something. The good news is you have this Scorpio death energy here coming in, and I feel like there's some sort of illumination that will come in with it. And since this is in your environment, it's something around you, which is why these social settings are important. Even if it's just a class, like a yoga class, or you go to, to the gym with somebody or something like that, like a workout meetup or something. In your hopes and fears, you have this Three of Pentacles, clarified by the Six of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles. This gives me a sense of like your hard work is paying off. You may not see it quite yet. I know it's in kind of your field of like, I just always want to make sure, that I'm being paid for my value, for my worth, that the exchange of my time and my energy is equal to those that I am in relationship with. And it's actually looking pretty good. It's actually looking more on the hopeful side, like things are working out pretty good here for you. And you do have that ability to really give your all. So, I'm not surprised on that. Okay, so looking at this awakening that I was talking about, which I use that word, take that with a grain of salt. Don't, coin me as saying some sort of like new age awakening. That's not what I'm talking about. This is inner for you. This is an inner awakening, clarified by the Six of Swords and the Fool. So again, that taking that risk and taking those social risks to get in with social groups, social settings, something new. There are certain parts of your path that I think, like I said, you're going to be cherry picking in these social situations, the elements that are going to support you on your path moving forward. And so really be aware of your surroundings, of the people, of the interactions. There are gems of wisdom, pearls of wisdom, gifts, these kinds of things. You're really going to be cherry picking wisdom through these social situations in July. And it's directly connected to this awakening that you're going through and overcoming how you've boxed yourself in. For some of you, you could have really physically boxed yourself in. I see it as more mental blocks in the reading here, but for some of you, it could have resulted in some isolation. And so maybe it's a bit awkward sometimes to be out and about, but you're going to be making a lot of observations. Aries, let's pull a card from the Moonology Oracle to close off your reading today. Aries, you got emotions are running high, the super moon. This card suggests that the answer to whatever you're asking is written large like a silvery full moon set against a velvety night sky. If you're wondering how successful something is going to be, such as a job or relationship or a social situation, the answer is very successful. To use common parlance, the answer to your question may well be that which is right under your nose. This card is about being larger than life, being special and bursting with energy that you can tune into and work with. You can expect plenty of good things and a positive outcome when this card comes up, but you may find that there's a lot of emotion to deal with as well. There's also a sense that the opportunities around whatever you're asking don't come about every day. So take action, remain aware. Okay, Aries, so definitely that supercharged moon energy, illuminating social situations. It says here, a resolution to your question or situation may be closer than you think. Don't ignore the obvious. Something exciting lies ahead. Make sure you don't blow events out of proportion and ask for assistance, ask for support. I see that support coming in the potential outcome. You may not even have to ask for it. To me, it feels like it's just going to show up. Aries, thank you so much for joining. It's been an honor. I'll see you next time.